Welcome to Tax Tip Tuesday. Welcome to Tax Tip Tuesday. Today we are going to be discussing bookkeeping. We're going to be talking about bookkeeping 101, the basics, okay? So if you are new to my page, let me introduce myself. I am Chastity. I'm the owner of Grady Tax Plus, where I help counselors, coaches, and influencers who are new in their business understand their business structure, understand their taxes, and keep their finances organized. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about bookkeeping, and I'm doing segments every week talking about a different tax tip. And so last week I talked about how to turn personal things into a business expense, things that you maybe didn't know that you could that you were buying or you were taking part of already personally, how you could change that and make it to a tax deduction for your business. So I talked about 3 different things. And so if you missed that live, then definitely go back and catch that live. And I also, after this live, I would drop the link to that in my in the video, in the comments of this video. Okay, so last week we talked about how to turn those expenses into business deductions, and now today we're going to talk about how do you manage your finances, the expenses that's coming in, that's coming out of your business, and the income that's coming into your business. You know, that's the financial part of your business. Okay, so if you are new here, definitely drop in the comments where you're tuning in from. I like to know like the states and everything that people are tuning in from, so I can kind of see, you know, where my reach is. And also make sure you share this live. Share this live with someone who needs it, who needs to know about bookkeeping basics, okay? Because this is going to help you whether you are new in your business or whether you are seasoned in your business and don't have your business all together. Because you know, having these 2 tips I'm going to talk about today is going to set you apart from having a hobby business, a side hustle, to actually managing and running, you know, a company, okay? So 2 tips that I'm going to talk to you about today. The first one is I'm going to talk about is a spreadsheet. Okay, a lot of people like to use spreadsheets for their business, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But when you are starting out in your business, I want you to start thinking about, you want your business to scale. You want to scale your business, all right? You don't want to just rely on using a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet or something like that to manage the income and expenses that's coming in or out of your business, because then that is more work for you. You have to go in and manually enter all those things that you're doing in your business, and that can get, you know, complicated, okay? Especially if you have a lot of stuff going on, or if you miss on inputting anything into that spreadsheet, then you can get behind. So for new business owners, maybe if you haven't launched yet, the spreadsheet will be helpful for you. And that way it will be helpful because when you first start out, maybe you know you don't know exactly what you're going to do with that business, so you want to have a spreadsheet. This is when you want to have a spreadsheet. When you first start out, you want to have a spreadsheet so that you can keep track of all the personal things that you're spending with your money. So the personal, when I say personal things, I meant to say business things. The business things that you're spending with your personal money, you want to be able to keep track of that, especially in the beginning. So that's when the spreadsheet will be most helpful for you. So especially, like I said, if you haven't launched yet. So if you are in the process of launching your business, or if you're still in the planning stages, maybe you haven't introduced your products yet, then you definitely want to make sure you have some kind of way of tracking exactly what you are spending in your business with your personal money. Because let's say you go all year and you maybe only had 1 sale, you have to file a business tax. You have to file a tax return for that. And you don't want to try to remember all the stuff that you spent for your business with your personal money because you didn't keep track of it. So you definitely want to keep track of all of that. It's best if you go ahead and use a bookkeeping software, and I'll talk about that later, because it helps you, like, again, scale and save on time. But if you're, like I said, you're not sure what you're doing in your business, or maybe you don't feel comfortable moving to a bookkeeping software yet, then you definitely want to make sure that every week you are keeping track of the spreadsheet. If you do have income starting to come in, you make a tab for income, and then you make another tab, like, you know, the tabs at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Make one for income and make one for expenses, and then you separate it out by each month, so January through December, and then go through. And so, for example, we're in June, so anything that you've done in June, any expenses that you spent for the business in June, put that on that spreadsheet. And then if you did have any income come in, list those out, the sources, the dates. And for the expenses too, you want to make sure that you have the date, the source where it came from, or where you bought it for, and also the amount, okay? And also keep any receipts, okay? So in the beginning of your business, just to recap, you want to make sure that you are keeping track of what you are spending in your business, as well as if you do generate income. And that's going to help you stay organized for when you are ready to scale and get into a bookkeeping software, okay? Now, if you are someone, again, let me just say, this is Bookkeeping Basics, because as I'm talking, there is so much I want to mention right now, but I'm just going to keep it real simple today, okay? Because we can be on here all day. Now, with bookkeeping, with your business, if you have your business set up properly, all the structure and stuff, and I talked about that in previous lives, if you already have all of that set up and you have your business bank account, then you want to make sure, I just added this tip, this is number 2, you want to make sure that you are keeping your business expenses and income separate from your personal, okay? Don't ever use your business cards to pay for something personally for you, okay? If you are making money in your business and you want to buy something personally for you, this is a tip. You want to transfer the money from your business account to your personal account as an owner's drawing, okay? And that would be what you paid yourself to buy whatever you personally needed, okay? So make sure that you don't commingle, is what it's called. Don't commingle your bank accounts, okay? And don't use your personal, once you have your business structure set up properly, you have your LLC and everything, you don't want to start going back and using your personal funds, like your personal card, to buy personal expenses. You don't want to start doing that, because then you start messing with the structure of your business. What you want to do, if you know you don't have the money in your business to pay for something, and again, business credit is all real hot right now, but we're just talking aside from that. If you don't have the money in your business to pay for some expenses that you need for your business, instead of you just swiping your personal card, what you want to do is you want to transfer the money from your personal card to your business bank account as an owner's investment. And then you want to use that money that you transferred, for whatever expenditures you need, okay? So that keeps your bookkeeping clean. It helps, keep you organized so that you are not confusing yourself. And of course, there's going to be times where you may use your personal card for business use, and that's when you want to make sure that you're keeping track on the spreadsheet. You can keep track on the spreadsheet, and then you can go back, if you're using a bookkeeping software, you can go back and add that later, okay? And so I want to talk about one more tip. And so with, like I said, like using the bookkeeping software, that helps you scale and it helps you grow your business faster, because you're not spending so much time on administrative stuff and you're spending more time on income producing activities for whatever it is that you're doing. So for example, whenever you accidentally, let's say, use your personal card instead of your business card, when in your bookkeeping software, there is a way that you can, automatically, or not automatically per se, but there's a way that you can record that without that being messy for you, okay? When you're just using your personal, like your spreadsheet or whatever, and not using bookkeeping software, it kind of makes it, hard to kind of track, unless you are actually coding in that spreadsheet that you use this bank account for this expense, you use this card for this expense, to kind of keep track of where the money was coming in and out of. But it's just so much easier to use a bookkeeping software, and so that's what I help my clients with. I had one client who I just finished her tax return, and earlier in the year we actually did a bookkeeping cleanup of her whole 2021 tax year, so that it could be easy for her to file her taxes when it was time to file her taxes. And I was able to show her that, you see your profit and loss statement that we came up with for your bookkeeping, look how that resembled your Schedule C. This is why it was important for you to have this done first, because that helped on saving time on going through receipts, going through spreadsheets that, I probably wouldn't understand what you did with it. Like that saves on that. And so she was able to see like really clearly how, wow, having this bookkeeping software instead of using just Excel, how that helped her. And it also helped her save on time because now she knows how to do her own bookkeeping, which I helped her with. I taught her how to do her own bookkeeping so that she can keep track of what she's doing. And if she does need any kind of support quarterly, then we will meet quarterly so that I can make sure that what I taught her, she's still implementing those things to do in the bookkeeping software so that she can stay on track for when it's time for next year, when it's time for tax season. Now she doesn't have to worry about gathering anything. Nothing has to be gathered. It's already gathered. She just has to wait for her tax forms to come in and she's good to go. And so that's how it should be for your business. Your business should be in a way where you don't have to worry about gathering documents, trying to get this and trying to find this. You shouldn't have to do that when it comes to tax seasons. When tax season come, you should just be providing the papers to your tax preparer, and that's it. You don't need to spend any time on trying to figure out, oh, what did I pay for in June? What was I doing in July? What income? Let me go check my Stripe. You shouldn't have to do any of that, okay? You shouldn't have to. And so that's what I help my clients with. So if you are someone who needs bookkeeping support, you're new in your business, maybe you need an assessment of what you're currently doing, how to make it better. If you are seasoned in your business and you haven't been keeping track of your bookkeeping at all, and you want to learn how to do it yourself, then I do offer bookkeeping tune-up consults, so we can discuss how to move forward in your business, because your financial health of your business is important. Making sure that your finances are organized is important. The IRS even says it on their website. Having good record keeping is essential. Okay, people miss out on this tip here because they feel like they don't have to keep their finances organized. They feel like, oh, whenever I start making millions of dollars, that's when I keep my bookkeeping organized. But no, you can have negative dollars right now and you still need to have that bookkeeping organized, because we need to know why you're in the negative, what you were spending, what category you were spending too much money in. Maybe you spend too much on education. A lot of people are buying a lot of courses. Maybe, having that bookkeeping together, you will be able to see on your financial statement, like, wow, I spent a whole lot on education. I need to scale back. Wow, I spent too much on this, this particular advertising avenue. I need to scale back. That's what the bookkeeper will help you see. And if you are serious about running your business and running a company and not side hustling and not being a hobbyist, then that is what you need to do. You need to make sure that you are keeping track of your bookkeeping. Don't let nobody tell you that, just having an Excel spreadsheet is enough, and it's not. Because if you want to get bank funding, if you want to get credit, all of these things that is really, like I said, is really hot right now, you're going to need to produce a financial statement. If you're trying to buy a house, do you think that loan officer is going to want to see your Excel spreadsheet of what you were doing and trying to figure out what was going on? Or do you think they want to see that financial statement that has the profit and loss, where they can clearly see what you brought into your business and clearly see what what was deducted from your income and see the bottom line? That's what they want to see. And if you don't have that and you have to try to figure out how to get that, then that's when you're losing money and losing on time because you didn't have it together the first time. So that's why it's important that from the beginning, regardless to what you're doing in your business, regardless to what place you are in your business, you need to start from the very beginning, keeping yourself financially organized from the very beginning. That way, when things come up, you don't have to worry about trying to get organized. You don't have to worry about trying to get everything together, because guess what? You already got it together. Like I said, when tax time, you shouldn't have to be trying to figure out, gathering this document, trying to figure out what you were doing last year. You shouldn't have to do all that. All you have to do is go in your software, boop, 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 go to the reports, and boom, print it out, and and then you're done. You're good to go. So, so that's all I have for you today in regards to bookkeeping basics. Making sure that if you are just starting out, you do keep track of those personal expenses. And I do recommend you putting it on the spreadsheet so you kind of know. But the goal is to move it from that spreadsheet into a bookkeeping software, and then managing it from there. But you do need to know exactly what you were spending in your business so that you can know what you're going to put into that software. And then number 2 is that keeping your business finances separate from your personal. So if you have your business structure all set up and good to go, and you have your business bank account, you want to make sure that you're never ever using your personal bank account to buy things for the business, and vice versa. You want to make sure that you're not using the business bank account to buy things for your personal. So I mentioned that if you need something from your personal, for you personally, then take a withdrawal a withdrawal from your business bank account to your personal account, and then use your personal account. If you need more money in your business to fund something and you don't have the options to get any kind of credit or business funding, then you need to make a transfer from your personal account to your business account so that it's clean. It looks clean on the bookkeeping. You can just record those as owners investments and owners withdrawals, okay? And making sure, like I said, that you are moving towards using the bookkeeping software so that these things can be automated, so you can save on time on entering things in the spreadsheet, and so that you can kind of see, have a clear picture of what your financials are for your business. If you need to provide reports for people, then you can have that available immediately. When it comes to tax season, you'll have your reports available immediately. You don't have to wait. You don't have to try to figure out what to do because you didn't have everything organized. So that's important. And so if you are someone, like I said, who needs a bookkeeping tune-up, who feels like, I've been all over the place, it's halfway through the year, I need to get my stuff together so I'm, good to go for the remainder of the year and the beginning of next year when it comes to tax season, then definitely book a consult with me. I do have my link above this video or below, depending on how you're watching it, and we can talk about it. Like I said, I can do an assessment of what you're currently doing, give you any tips on anything, and then we can move forward with either teaching you how to do your own bookkeeping or doing a review of what you've already done and going from there. Okay, so thank you for tuning in to this Tax Tip Tuesday live, talking about bookkeeping 101. Make sure you tune in next week for the next tip that we talk about next time. And don't forget I'll have the link in the video and below in the comments of last week's tax tips, where we were talking about how to turn personal things into business tax deductions, things that you were already maybe doing in your business for your personal self, but it could be a tax deduction, and you don't want to miss out on those. I gave you 3 really good tips that you can use starting today. Like, you can use it immediately. Okay, so I thank you for tuning into this live. Make sure you share this with someone who needs it, and I will catch you in the next one.